One of the most frequently asked questions on our website is what is a rectified tile and what is the difference between the rectified and non-rectified or unrectified tile, and do I really need rectified tile for my application? In today's video we are going to cover everything you need to know about the rectification and the rectified tile. So all the ceramic and porcelain tiles are baked or fired into the kiln, and all the raw materials, they change their physical properties a little bit when they are fired over 1000 degrees. In the vitrified or the porcelain tiles it goes up to more than 1200 degrees as well. So at those temperature it tends to get a little bit compression or expansion of the material. So the actual size which the tile manufacturer wants, it doesn't come out exactly if you measure it by the caliper, but it is like little bit variation into that. So for example, if you are taking a production of 600 by 600 mm tile, then when it comes out of the kiln it is normally 600.5 or 595.5 mm in reality. So in order to correct the size and to make the proper size, the tile manufacturer came up with the process called rectification of the tile. For years, most of the tiles which were used and produced and shipped and installed were non-rectified tile or unrectified tile, and they were not properly calibrated as per the size measurements. But with the rectification process, this can be achieved. And what the tile manufacturer does, when the tile come out of the kiln, and if it is a polished tiles, then it goes through a polishing line and the surface is polished through the abrasives, and then it goes to the rectification process. So what rectification basically does is it cleans the edges, it cut them with a special machinery, and it make them into the proper size and the actual size. So after the process of rectification, there is a least amount of variation. It is typically like 0.2 mm variation in plus or minus. So if you are having a tile of 600 by 600 mm, then the maximum size variation would be 600.2 or 599.8 mm. So that is very negligible and you cannot see with the naked eyes, and it is acceptable worldwide as per the international standards. If you are using an unrectified tile, then that variation can goes between 0.5 mm and up to 1 mm. So for example, if you are buying a 600 by 600 mm tile and it is a unrectified tile, then it might be like 601 mm in the length or breadth, and it can be also 599 mm. So there is a big variation, and when you install those tiles on the floor or on the wall, you can actually see the difference into the size variations. So there is the main difference between the rectified and unrectified tile. For example, here is an example of an unrectified tile. Most of the subway tiles or the smaller format tiles, and also the special shapes like hexagon tiles, even some tiles with the rough edges or natural looking edges like this one, they are all unrectified, and they need to be unrectified because you cannot achieve that look of uneven edges by the process of rectification. So for example, this is one series. And as an example, like you can see, there is an gap between two edges, and this is an unrectified ceramic tile, while this is another example of unrectified tile. You cannot see in here, but there is a minor difference between the two edges. Also, when you see the unrectified tile, you can notice that the tile edges are not that sharp, and if it is a rectified tile, then the edges would be sharp. In order to prevent from cuts while installing or while handling the tile manufacturer do a process called champering, which is like a slight V edge, and they polish it like this way, and you can achieve a smoother surface or smoother edge of a tile in a rectification process. So That is the main difference between the rectified tile and unrectified tile. But in terms of the advantages and if you should use the rectified tiles or not, the main thing is like you will get a uniform and very elegant look if you use the rectified tile. So all the tile, when you place them side to side, it would be like joint free. So this is an example of a rectified tile. Here you can see, you cannot see much of a joint between them. And for some of the designs like this one, if it is like a wallpaper print or like continuous print, then rectified tiles are must. We don't recommend installing the tiles without the grout lines, but in the rectified tiles you can go with 3 mm grout line or even less than 3 mm if your tile installer is okay with it and he can work with it. So the slimmer grout line makes elegant and very uniform look. Also you can save up some money on using less grout in overall tile application. The only drawback of a rectified tile is that it is slightly expensive than the unrectified tile. And designers sometimes they even prefer unrectified tiles. It all depends on the choice. But personally and universally, the rectified tiles are considered more elegant and more uniform. We definitely recommend the rectified tiles, and you should definitely ask your tile dealer or distributor whether your tiles which you are purchasing is rectified or not. Thank you for watching this video and hope you like this video. If you want to see more such videos on tile and floor industry as well as the applications area and our recommendation, then feel free to subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comment section what video you want to see next time. Thank you.